And you've probably heard that Mississippi is deep into its legislative session, unless you're living under a rock, and proposed bills are all the talk of the town. But one I think is a good thing is a bill that was created by fourth graders at Mannsdale Upper Elementary to get Mississippi a state fruit. And joining us today is the teacher and a few of the students behind the project, Miss Lisa. Hey, Lisa.
Hey, how are you?
I am doing well, and I love this from the moment that I heard about it and the fact that it was some of our students that have sort of encouraged it or inspired it. So how did this get started in your class? Was this a project, or how did it get brought up in topic?
Honestly, it was a child talking out of turn. We read Scholastic News once every other week. And, we usually just go through, pick an article or two a day, and we read and discuss. And we happened to read an article about a group of kids in Kansas who convinced their legislators to adopt the sandhill plum as their state fruit. And of course, inquisitive minds in my group decided to say, well, what's our state fruit? And I said, I have no idea. So we looked on internet and it said nothing. So of course, it rolled from there. They were like, well, we need one, and it just blossomed from that moment. And they did some research and found the blueberry as the most grown state in the U.S., in Mississippi, and we ran with it.
You ran with it, and it's one thing to maybe have the conversation in class, Lisa, or to sort of like walk through why don't we have it, what would make the best fruit, but you really went the next step and it was like, hey, here is a teachable opportunity to, educate our kids about the legislative process. Mm-hmm. Did you even know where to start or that, how to sort of do that?
Well, I'm one of those teachers, I guess, that wants to go for that teachable moment. That's why I do what I do. And so at that moment, I was like, well, obviously we've got to go with something because they're so excited. They've already done research. And honestly, I was sitting at home with my husband, and he works in business. So he was like, okay, well, you need to reach out to Jill Ford because he had known her through his work. And so I was like, well, okay. So I emailed her with my class watching on the screen and not really expecting anything to come of it. And it wasn't 2 hours later, she had emailed me back and was wanting to come talk to my class and help them get a bill written. And so from there, she just carried us under her wing, mentored us, and has gotten us to this point.
And which point are we at, Lisa? What have you taught your kids? Where's the bill at?
Well, right now it has passed the House, and it just passed the Tourism Committee of the Senate. And it's just awaiting vote for the Senate now.
And if it was to pass, is it just that we would be able to highlight it as our state fruit, or would something extra special happen? Would blueberries become higher priced in Mississippi? No, I'm just picking. Would it just be the fact that we would now acknowledge that this fruit has such a significance in our state?
Yes, we would acknowledge that, and hopefully, Mannsdale will be known as the Blueberry School, I guess, and just having another symbol for the students to learn and something for the students in the future to say, okay, in 2023, this group of kids did this. They're not ancient symbols that have been decided upon.
So you can still make an impact, I think, is right. One of the things, too, and that you can have a voice and you can reach out to your legislators. Okay, I know you've got two of your students, I think, joining us today. Who do we have?
I have Riley Claire Graham and Coleman Van Devender.
Hi, Riley and Coleman. Riley, I'm going to start with you. What made you think that the blueberry was the perfect state fruit for Mississippi?
Well, when we first heard about the idea, we looked it up, and it said it was the most grown fruit. And since it was the most grown, it seemed like that was kind of the most reasonable fruit to be the state fruit.
Do you like blueberries?
Kind of. In some things.
Blueberry muffins are pretty good.
Yes.
So, Coleman, you got to write letters or reach out to your legislators or your representatives. What was that process like? Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I did. I felt pretty happy that I could actually do this.
Have you followed the process the whole way?
Pretty much, yeah. I haven't wrote any letters to the Senate yet.
Well, not yet. There's still time. You know, I hear that all of the legislators listens to Good Things every single day. And so if they're listening, what do you want to tell them about your House Bill 1027?
I would like to tell them that I hope that they vote for it and we can move on with this bill and get it as our state fruit.
As our state, I think that's pretty cool. Lisa, are you already gearing up for a victory lap if it does pass and it gets the votes? Which I can't see why anybody would be against it. But but is there going to be a big blueberry party?
Absolutely. The kids are already asking for a blueberry party, so they're pretty excited. We're so excited we actually get to go this week. We're going to the Capitol for a field trip that was previously planned anyway. And so just to let them go and see that is a party in itself, just to see where their letters have been going and where these people work that we've been trying to communicate with. And then, I mean, I just can't even fathom thinking about the governor signing it if it were to happen. It's something that you didn't dream would even happen when you sent that first email. So it's pretty cool to watch these kids learn and be a part of social studies and not just reading about social studies.
Well, I think it's a good reminder to everybody, too, listening to Good Things, Lisa, that, you know, it's never too late to make an impact, that the process is a process for a reason, and it's open to anybody, even fourth graders, right? You just have to be able to get out, have the courage to connect with your legislators, and then, you know, share what you think, you know, is meaningful within your community. But during the research, I know that blueberries weren't the only fruit that kind of was in the running for potentially being our state's fruit. What other ones came up for consideration?
Well, you know, we have to plug Mississippi State for a moment. You know, I'm a grad. However, we used their website as our main source that we knew was a reliable source, their extension website with their agriculture program. And that's where we discovered blueberries was the main fruit. But we did also find things like muscadines. And, of course, the Smith County watermelon came into comparison as well, knowing how popular it is around here. And then we also researched that, you know, tree fruits like pears and apples were large. But what made us really decide blueberry was the fact that it said that it had 2,000 acres per capita and a lot of production and economic impact in the area. So it was just definitely a front runner according to that website and other sites that we searched. So we just knew that we could back that with the most facts.
I think it's cool, too, that so many are looking out their windows into their backyards, watching their blueberry bushes or trees start to get blossoms on them, knowing that so many of us have spent time in our Mississippi summers picking those or, you know, sharing and spreading them around. So it's not something that's just stuck to, you know, agricultural farms or big productions. It's something we can all sort of feel like is part of our Mississippi upbringing. Coleman, do you like blueberries?
I sort of do. I don't eat them much.
Are you going to eat more of them if they become our state fruit?
Yes, I will.
Riley, are you looking forward to going to the Capitol?
Yes, I want to meet other legislators.
Well, you make sure you shake their hand and remind them that one day you're going to be their boss. When you get voting age, you're the ones that will be able to keep them, you know, in their jobs or sort of, you know, not. So they work for you, which I think is cool. And you're using the process. Lisa, I think this is a wonderful story. It's so inspiring. Super cool. What a fun memory for the students. We'll be following it. So, you know, you're welcome back to celebrate. We're just going to put all the good vibes out there for the blueberry becoming the state fruit.
Oh, well, thank you. We are so overwhelmed just by the support that we've received. And, you know, we grow blueberries here at Mannsdale, and it is so exciting to see Mannsdale Upper making an impact in the community. So we definitely are so thankful to everyone who's reached out to us and been supporting us through this process.
I feel like there needs to be blueberry stickers on the football helmets going up and Madison Central and all the things. So,
well, I will have to ask for that for sure.
Well, you're getting what you want for, you know, keep going, keep shooting high, Lisa. I appreciate your time. Riley and Coleman, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
All right, you guys stick with us. We got more for you coming up next.